Hi, today we will be looking to the working of computer networks with its layer architecture. Here we will look at the functionality of each and every layer in detail. So to understand the functionality of each and every layer, let's take one example. Suppose you want to send a parcel to your friend in some foreign country. So what will you do? You will prepare a parcel according to your gift and you will put an address of your friend. You will go to a courier service provider and you will hand over that parcel. That courier service provider may communicate with some international service provider, and that international service provider may use some transport mechanism like railways, airways, anything. And on the receiving end also there are some service providers, international courier service providers and local distributors. They will again forward your parcel up to your friend's home. So now ultimately what happened? When you delivered the parcel size was different and the addressing mechanism was different. When courier service will hand over that parcel to some other international service provider, it might change the parcel size, the address may get changed, and of course the communication between those two parties may be using different languages. And at the end, when again that parcel is reached to some other country, again the addressing mechanism will change, the parcel size will change, and the communication language will also get changed. The same thing happens in the computer network communication also. When a sender host is sending some data using its application, that data is transferred from application layer up to the physical layer, and using the physical media, when it reaches to the receiving side application, there are many changes occur. The data format changes, the addressing mechanism changes by each and every layer, and the peer-to-peer layers will follow rules and regulation called protocols. So we will look in detail functionality of each layer. So here we can see the 7-layer architecture: host A and host B, sender and receiver. Sender will send the data from application and it will go from application to presentation session, transport network, data link layer, and ultimately through physical media the data will reach up to the application layer to host B. Here we can see that the upper 3 layers are working with the data formats and the lower 4 layers are working with the actual data flow. There the packet formats are changed. Transport layer will say the data chunks as a segments. Network layer will use the word packets. Data link layer will use the frame structures, and physical layer will transmit the raw bits. Let's begin with the working of application layer. So at the application layer, as it is the topmost layer, here different applications are executed. Using the application we are sending the data. So application layer follows plenty of protocols depending upon the applications running on the application layer. There are many applications. Suppose you are sending an email, so you will open a browser. So browser is nothing but an application from which you will be sending your data. Then comes presentation layer and session layer. These 2 layers are working with the data representation of the data which are sent by the application layer. Presentation layer will look after the format of the data. Suppose a source machine is using some ASCII code and the receiving machine is using some another encoding technique, then it is the responsibility of presentation layer to convert the data format. Session layer will manage the sessions. To understand the session, let's take one example. Suppose you have opened a Gmail or any other email service to send an email, and you have left your system unattended for few times. Then what will happen? After some time, when you will come to your desk, you will find that you are logged off and you have to do login again. So the session layer will manage the session for security purpose. It will do the authentication and verification of the user. Now comes the transport layer. Transport layer provides end-to-end connection. It has got a very major role as it is directly communicating with the application layer's data. So here it will receive the data from the session layer, will form the data segments, will add the header. Here for end-to-end communication, it will use the port number to identify the process from which the actual data has been received, because the data must reach to the destination at a particular process only. Here it will establish the connection link, it will maintain the connection, and it will terminate the connection link. It will provide different types of reliability services to the data received from the application layer. It will arrange the data in the sequence before sending it to the application layer back at the receiving end. There are two types of communication services provided by each layer, that is connection oriented service and connection less service. Connection oriented service is provided by the transport layer using the protocol TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, and connection less service is provided by using another protocol, that is User Datagram Protocol, UDP. Let us see what is the difference between these communication services. So in connection oriented services, it is based on like your telephone system, where we make a ring to our friend. Until and unless we keep our receiver back, the communication will be carried out. In between, no one else will be using that connection link. But apart from that, if we say the postal system, so it is like a connection less service. Once you post your letter, you never bother from which route your letter has been delivered and received by your friend. Connection oriented service is more reliable, but it has somewhat overhead for the connection establishment time and maintenance time. It is little bit costly too. But depending upon the application, a particular service has been selected by the transport layer. Connection less service is comparatively less reliable, but it has got fast data communication facility. So where you are not bothered about the quality, you can choose the connection less services. Let us understand this communication services using one example. Here is the host A, the sender, and host B, the receiver. You can see here multiple routes are there between these two hosts. Now, how this communication will occur? So suppose it is a connection oriented service, then the communication link will be established like this, shown in the your PPT. The yellow line indicates there is a dedicated path established between the sender and the receiver. Now each and every packet will move on the same path till the communication is over. But now in connection less service, each and every packet may choose different path to reach to the destination, and the sequence of the packet which are received is different. You can see here the packet 1 is received first, then packet 3, and lastly we received packet number 2. all the packets are moving independently. So here no single communication link has been established prior to the communication, but as soon as the packet is received by the node will decide which path has to be selected. The feasible path will be selected, packet will be forwarded, and for next packet the same process will be repeated. So this communication is fast, but here sequencing of data is not the surety and reliability is not also the surety. Now we will look at the network layer. The main responsibility of the network layer is routing and forwarding. Transport layer will provide the communication service. It will transmit that data segment to the network layer. Now what the network layer will do? It will identify the path from source to destination. That is, host to host communication will be carried out by the network layer. Of course, it will be using the network address, that is the IP address from source to destination. Now what is routing? To find a feasible path from source to destination is called routing. That different routing algorithms are used. Routers are the devices, connecting devices work at the network layer, and forwarding means just to forward the packet from one hop to another hop. That is done by the network layer. Data link layer will transfer that packet to the network layer will transfer the data packet to the data link layer. Data link layer has the responsibility of framing, error handling and flow control. Now what is framing? So ultimately when the data link layer will transfer the frame to the physical layer, physical media is a shared channel where many users are using that channel to communicate and to send their data. So to establish a no monopoly idea, the IP packets will be divided into small frames by the data link layer using some framing techniques. It will use the physical address, that is the MAC address, and will transfer the frame to the physical layer. Data link layer has high responsiveness as it is directly connected with the physical layer. So the work is further divided into two sub layers, the MAC sub layer and logical link layer. That is, upper layer of the data link layer is called as the LLC, which will communicate with the network layer, and the lower layer of the data link layer is called as a MAC sub layer, which will directly communicate with the physical layer. Actual data transmission is taken care by the physical layer. Here the data frame received by the data link layer will be converted into raw bits. Data will be extracted from the frames and physical layer will convert the data into zeros and ones. For that it will use different signaling techniques. It will decide what will be the voltage level to represent the bit 1 and for bit 0. Different modulation techniques are also used by the physical layer. It will convert this data into signals, either analog signal or the digital signals, and signals will be transmitted through physical media. The media can be wired media or wireless media. So these are the points to remember. You must have to remember that when two systems are communicating in a network, this system has got IP address in the internet, that is the host to host communication carried out by the network layer using the IP address. But in between there are multiple nodes. So when the packet is moving from one node to another node, actual link transmission is done, which is taken care by the data link layer using the MAC address, source MAC address and destination MAC address, and ultimately the data must reach to a particular specific correct process running on the system. So it is taken by the transport layer. So processes are identified by their port number. That is called as end-to-end communication carried out by the transport layer. Let us see how data encapsulation is done. So The raw data stream has come from the application layer. Presentation and session layer has worked for the data representation of the data, and transport layer has converted into the small data chunks, packets, network layer, IP packet, data link layer, frames, and ultimately the raw bits are transmitted to the physical layer. Now there are two types of models available, where OSI model is the theoretical model and it is nowadays no more in use because as it was theoretical model, but based on that model TCP IP model is working currently to form our internet. The difference between OSI and TCP IP model is just that two layers were removed from the OSI model to form a TCP IP model, that is the session layer and presentation layer, and the data link layer and physical layer are merged into just one layer, that is the transmission. Here is the TCP IP model with the protocols. Application layer protocols are just not limited up to these 5 protocols. There are plenty of protocols running at the application layer. Transport layer, TCP IP transport layer provides connection oriented as well as connection less services, and the network layer of TCP IP model just provide the connection less service using the IP protocol, or we can use the ICMP, that is Internet Control Message Protocol. Here are some few brainstorming assignment for you just to make your concepts clear. You can read this book for more references. Feel free to communicate me on the given detail. Thank you and stay tuned. We will meet in the next session.